Police say a 14-year-old was shot and killed while trying to break into a home overnight. It happened near 5200 South Crest Court. NBC5's Keenan Willard shows us how a mentor of the teen is remembering him.
And I was supposed to go up there today, and as I was getting ready to go up there, I got the text that said that he was murdered.
That teenager died at the scene. The fatal shooting was a blow to community advocate Derwin Lamb. He says the boy was named Devin, a student at Rosemont Middle School he was trying to mentor even harder.
I shed tears because...
Unfortunately, well, how old was the boy?
He was 14.
A 14-year-old boy dead. That's how fast situations can happen. And situations like that, like, is those one of the reasons you feel like you love to coach and talk to the community to prevent these type of situations from happening? And what would be your advice to the next 14-year-old boy?
Well, you know, it's hard because they're 14 and you're dealing with an undeveloped mind and an undeveloped brain. So what I would say is that I pray that people like me and others will jump in and start getting with these young people early so they can start helping train that undeveloped mind. You know, Devin was a good kid and he reminded me a lot of myself. And it was crazy because I met him one time. We had a great conversation. And I was supposed to meet him the day that he got killed at Rosemont Middle School.
Okay. And
then his parents reached out to me. The young lady that killed him reached out to me, and I'm trying to mend and bring these families together. But there's a lot of little Devins. I was going to be a little Devin.
Okay.
If my life didn't change, I was going to be a little Devin. And so God saw fit for me to stay here, so I wanted to not let that go in vain. And how his death or any other young people's death don't go in vain is if we still get out there and help.
Man, I heard a story. Now I'm really curious and made me think about it because I think this kid was 14 too. Of the mom that shot, I think, a 14-year-old trying to come into her building or come to her home. Is it the same story?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was on Say Cheese TV with Charleston White, but I'm the one that actually talked to her first. Her mom reached out to me, and I talked to her mom, and then the young lady later on that night called me. And I talked to her. But before that, I've been talking to the mom, his family.
That's interesting. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know that story until I saw that. But I knew you had told me about it before. I just wasn't familiar with the story.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could just imagine how his family's taking that.
Yeah, it's hard for both sides because I'm sure she didn't want to kill the boy. I'm sure she didn't want to do that. But she felt like she was between a hard and a rock place when somebody is invading her house through a window and her kids are there. And then
it was like the fourth time. Like, was he? Well, I know like you said, we're dealing with 14-year-olds. They have underdeveloped brains, but like, how was he close with his family?
I know that his mom and them love him, but of course, like a lot of typical young black males, dad was incarcerated, mother is doing the best she can to keep the family together. She's struggling. Then you live in a certain side of town that's more probable for you to get in trouble and create havoc when you live in a certain kind of place and you have a certain kind of upbringing. And so although I believe that the kid's spirit I don't believe his spirit was rotten. I just think that circumstances caused for these things to happen. And this is stuff that we hear about every single day in the world. The kids like Devin and stuff. You know, I've lost a lot of people growing up in the line of fire and stuff, and I was almost one of them.